So right now, it is an honor to have the visionary behind a very successful networking exchange that has been going on for quite a few months now in the city of Detroit. Let's welcome the one and only Cliff Roach here to Keeping It Detroit of Networking at Night Detroit. Cliff, you have started something very successful with you and your partners, and I mean, it is taken off. Thanks for being on the show, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you for having me, Andre. It's a pleasure to have a conversation with you and hopefully share some more information with the community about what we have going on.
Absolutely. First walk us through what was the vision behind networking at Night Detroit, and are you surprised that it's taken off the way it has?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, my background is in financial planning. So, I've helped clients do everything from invest in the stock market to really build generational wealth. So, I have amazing clients who do a ton of different things. And one day I came up with the idea of putting them all in the same room at the same time so that they could connect and meet one another. And really to bridge the gap between professionals who were new to Detroit and professionals who have been here all their life. So, they started to invite friends, colleagues, bring a plus one. And before you know it, it just began to expand over time. So I'm not surprised at the growth, but originally it started with just, hey, invite only. Let's get a few folks in a room. And people loved the energy and it just took off from there.
You touched on it briefly, but why center, at least in the beginning start of all of this, why center it around financial wellness? Is there something bigger you were hoping as far as impact when it comes to our community?
Most certainly. So, regardless of what industry or background somebody's in, financial planning is important. Everybody needs to manage their money well. And I've never met anyone who did not want to build wealth and leave a legacy for the next generation. So, given that that's my industry and my specialty, that's what I'm able to deliver to people. So, because they were clients originally who got together, I'm like, hey, let's keep this theme going and let's find under other ways to bring these resources and education to people. And that's really the movement that people have come out for and what they really enjoy to be able to follow up on the back end and have conversations and make sure that they're really doing what they're supposed to be doing when it comes to managing their money.
From information resources that you provide, that this setting provides, but also Detroit, it's, I don't want to say if it's on a come up, but it has definitely come a long way from where we were just 10 years ago, right? A lot of people want to come to Detroit, they want to visit Detroit. I've got friends that say, we're about to take a vacation to Detroit. I said,
Yeah.
okay. But you know
Yeah.
what, for us as Detroiters, it's kind of like it's almost a little bit of a shock because it's just like, wow, people actually want to vacation and visit Detroit.
Yeah.
But as we have growing professionals who maybe grew up in Detroit, maybe went away and now want to come back to be, adult professionals, what would you say is what makes networking at Night Detroit different from any other type of engagement?
That's a really good question. Networking at Night Detroit is special because it's a room full of people who are high level, who are educated, who are successful, who are running businesses. But the atmosphere and the environment is designed by people who can really relate to the culture, right? So it's a place where people can show up their authentic selves. They don't have to put on the corporate America front and do the thing that some of us have had to do at certain job events or things put together by our careers, and it just didn't feel natural, it didn't feel organic, right? So this is the place to not only have a good time but meet the people who are of the same caliber as you, but you can feel like, hey, this space is welcoming for me but yet dynamic at the same time.
What is one connection or conversation that you hope attendees walk away with once they leave? You're right. I was just blown away when I first attended my first networking at Night Detroit event, and one of the special things about it, I can tell you, is you see new and different people in spaces that you probably wouldn't have seen elsewhere, and you get to bridge connections and all that. But aesthetically, the environment, the room, what you're able to learn and take away. So, what would you say is one thing that you hope that people take away when they attend your networking at Night Detroit events?
Honestly, I want people to make a friend, right? I want people to meet someone in that room that build a connection that lasts for a lifetime. It doesn't have to be business related. It doesn't have to be a transaction at the end of it. But if you consider yourself to be a high quality person who adds value and have great morals and you believe in growth and getting to the next level, I just want you to meet someone else who relates to you on that same page, right? And whatever you guys build from that, beautiful. So I just want to be the connector of people and allow them to make magic from there.
Now, networking in Night Detroit has been going on for how long now? It's like almost approaching a year, right?
Yeah, August 29th will be event number 16. So 16 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
And where would you say is I mean, we're just a few months away from the close of 2025. Where would you say you would like to take networking at night, Detroit, 6 months from now?
Yeah, we've had talks with people in cities all around the United States, right? So a lot of major markets like DC, New York, Atlanta. So more than likely doing some installments around the country to bring the same atmosphere and collaborating with other event curators in those cities who are already doing things with a similar vision, but just bringing all that culture together to really grow. And even beyond that, I think it's really important for people to embrace the membership based community platform that we have as well for those that want to take it a step further. So when we have online master classes, whether it's specific to financial literacy or maybe even things like content creation or just learning more about fitness and wellness, we want to make sure that we have an organized space for people to come and tap into all those resources. And then what's really big important for me, Andre, is making sure that community service happens as well. So we've already over this past summer got to do some installments with Motor City Makeover and go out to some local neighborhoods and help clean up an area, right? So continuing to provide opportunities like that to give back to the city are going to be really important.
Now, I know you're on Keeping It Detroit show, but
Yeah,
obviously you're breaking some news with us because you're obviously not keeping networking at Night Detroit in Detroit. It seems like there's some opportunities to expand and move into other markets. So that's what's up. I mean, maybe we're going to see a networking at night Atlanta.
possibly.
Possibly. Okay,
Possibly. Some
we'll let
things
you
are in
get
the
in the works.
works.
They're in the works, right?
Oh yeah. But the root will always be Detroit. This will always be home, always be the flagship. Yep. So we're gonna carry that culture wherever we go.
Absolutely. So, you know, I'll say, since we're talking about Detroit, how do you think networking at Night Detroit adds to our city's legacy and uh, community and culture?
Yeah.
Because it's all those things.
Yep. I think at a time like now where the entire country has a spotlight on Detroit, right? Our pro sports teams are doing better than ever, or at least in recent years. There's a ton of new businesses starting up, right? Our tech scene is booming, our finance scene is booming. Everything is blossoming in Detroit, but we know that this is not a place that is new to nationwide or worldwide attention, right? We've had Motown music take over the world, born right here. We've had the automobile industry birth right here, right? So I think now that again, business and finance and tech are becoming something popular in Detroit, networking at night Detroit is just a space where all those people from those industries can come together and just connect in one space, right? So we're not specific to any particular industry or background. If you have the right culture, the right mindset, and you're growth oriented, and you love Detroit, or even if you're visiting Detroit, this is that central hub for everybody to come together and be on one accord.
You know you've done something right when even the mayoral candidates who want to vie to be the next leader of the city are stopping by networking at Night Detroit.
Right.
you know,
Absolutely.
uh,
Absolutely.
what would you say for those who may be on the fence about coming out Friday, August 29th? What would you tell them to get them on out and say, this is the place you've got to be?
Yeah. Two things. A lot of times people think they're supposed to be a business professional, entrepreneur, or business owner to come, and they have to have something to offer or sell. That is not true. It doesn't matter if you're a business owner or not. We want to embrace anybody who wants to build connection, build community, get out the house, or maybe even just get out of their shell, right? And oftentimes people will come, but they feel shy. They come in a room and maybe they'll stay to themselves or they'll talk to the one friend that they came with. So I want you to understand that there's a lot of other people in the room that feel the same way as you. No one here is an expert at networking. Nobody here is the most outgoing. There may be someone else who's just as shy or uncomfortable as you are, but I encourage everybody to get out of that comfort zone because that's where growth lives, on the other side of your comfort zone. So, because we want to grow as a community, I encourage those, whether you're a business owner or not, whether you are an extrovert or a social butterfly or not, to come out, have a good time, meet some great people, and continue to build community and pour into the city of Detroit.
So, and you touched on it just a little bit here. What advice would you give attendees to make the most of this event one last time? Because maybe you haven't been, or maybe you've been to one or two, maybe you've been to every single one of them. It's
Yeah.
something always new and different each time you go. I think I've been twice so far. What advice would you give to attendees on making the most of networking at Night Detroit?
Absolutely. The advice I would give to anyone showing up to make the most out of networking at Night Detroit is to simply be yourself. Be authentic when you come in the room. Don't try to pretend to be something you're not. Don't try to oversell yourself, or don't try to fit into a certain box, because there's going to be someone in a room whose energy matches yours. So if you're authentic, you're going to find that person, you're going to connect organically. And again, I encourage you to follow up once you meet people. So make sure that you guys touch base again the following day, the following week, to make sure you can continue to cultivate those relationships.
Just a quick fast rounders for you, just so we can get to learn a little bit more about you.
Sure.
Um, High school graduated from?
University of Detroit Jesuit High School.
Ah, okay,
Go Cubs.
okay. You grew up in Detroit?
Yes, West Side, Seven
East
Mile to
side or
Miami.
west side? I was going to say, is it east side or west side?
Oh no, West Side, Best Side, man. We
Oh,
already
oh,
know
oh,
that.
oh! I don't know about that. I don't know about that. East side all day over here.
Okay.
Uh, and what is your favorite thing that you like about Detroit right now?
I love playing tennis at Palmer Park. And that's actually what I'm headed to do as soon as we wrap up this interview. So
Okay.
I grew up playing tennis at Palmer Park and embracing whatever outdoor parks or activities the city has. So playing basketball, or riding bikes on Belle Isle, the DeQuinder Cut, enjoying our beautiful scenery and outdoor parks is something I've always loved since I was a kid.
That's our next piece of content when we interview you next, is that me and you are going to hit the ground over at Palmer Park and do some tennis.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready.
I love it. Cliff Roach, host of Networking at Night Detroit. It's always a pleasure, and all the best success. And we look forward to being in this week.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Andre.
All right, cool. Coming up next on Keeping It Detroit, we've got some more things on the way, things you can expect this weekend. We'll be right back.